Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to Play by Email 6, turn 13. Now. One turn to get this and 6 turns for a shrine. 6 turns, 8 turns. With 1 hammer 7 turns. 12 turns. 12 turns to grow, and settler 15 turns. Okay, well, now let me get all the information for you so we can decide together what's going on basically. And now, this is what I see with the scout, and this is what I've got from Germany player, Mr. Dell. Now, we talked about our settlement plan, and it would seem that that he agrees with me and he wants to settle this spot. Okay? This spot he wants to settle right now. If that's true, I don't... Hey kiddo, what's up? Give me a sec. So continuing the thought process, if he really is honest with that, and I see no reason for him to be dishonest about it. First of all, if he really plants a city in here, that's very good for me. This city will be very, very easy to attack, and very hard to defend by land. Okay? Because from basically how it looks like in here, if he settles a city in here, he can only put 2 units behind, and he can barely shoot this style, and I can do a concave of 4 units to shoot the city, basically. That's number 1 issue. And this also leaves me for opportunity. Probably I will not get the gems, because there's no option for that. Well, not the gems, but the marble, if I settle on the gems. But I will have access to 2 gems, a cow, a stone, and 2 fish, which makes this city quite nice nevertheless. There's also still a slight chance I could get the marble if he has not enough cash, though he does have cash, so that's kinda not that great. Anyways, next turn I could try to grow. Now, how could I see how much turns for a shrine? With 1 hammer, I get 7 turns right now, which means, okay, how could we? Probably a calculator would be cool. So that leaves me with, let's see, using a calculator, huh? Let's see if my calculations are actually correct. Mr. Calculator, alright. So we have 40 hammers to go, and that leaves us with, if I want to grow, start growing right now for 12 turns, that gives me 5 hammers right now for 1 turn, and that leaves 35 hammers for next turn. And when I get the stone, I will be rocking 6 hammers. So the rest I want to divide by 6, and that gives me 6 turns. That gives me 6 turns. 6 plus this one, so that's 7 turns. 7 turns for a shrine. So something similar to that. But if I go 1 turn here, that gives me minus 7. That's 33. And then I will work 1 hammer. I will work 6 hammers. Then it still brings me to 7 turns. Still 7 turns. So this will be 7 turns, and the other way around will also be 7 turns for a shrine. But if I work 2 turns, 14 minus 14, That leaves me with 26 divided by 6. That's 5 turns. That's still 7 turns. So whatever I do, I still get 7 turns. Unless I work this for 3 turns. So that's 40 minus 21. Minus 21. No, 40 minus 21. And leaves me 19. That's still I will not be able to work the food. So that's 3 turns. And no, there's just no way around it. Alright, so I will keep a growth for now. I should have probably grow a little bit earlier too. Let's agree on this one. Knowing this new piece of information, I would say we should grow. I would say we should grow to population 3 and get that shrine. Now, what's my reasoning behind it? There's tremendous amounts of good pantheons we can get. As we discussed earlier, basically, we know that first pantheon is gone already, and that's Mr. Celts, most probably, but there's still Ethiopia in the game, right? Let's remind myself the civs, basically, for this one, just to make my point clear. There's still Ethiopia in the game, and, well, Celts and Ethiopia. Okay, Ethiopia. So the second Pantheon most probably goes to Ethiopia, and there could be a chance for somebody to get a Pantheon as well, with a lucky draw. But we have several amounts of Pantheons to choose from. We can get Quarry Fate, we can get Silver Pantheon, we can get theoretically the Copper Pantheon, or we could get Gems Pearls Pantheon. Now, Gem Pearls also seems quite interesting, because if we get the Gems Pantheon, there's Pearls in here, and there's Gems in here as well, which also could add to potentially our Pantheon, well, Fate generation. Because theoretically there's 3 stones, that's 6 Fate, and they need to be improved. There's stones of silver, and I mean like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 silvers. And we already said that we would like to establish this this area, and actually the Silver Pantheon is something that I tremendously like. And there's also the Copper and most probably Iron Pantheon that we do not see, which also we could get. So I think that Shrine is like super extra crucial to get that Pantheon. Whichever Pantheon I like would be super amazingly crucial to get. Soon I will also get the Tradition, so there's also a huge chance that I could get the Marble. Even if I plant on Pop 3, he would need to buy instantly 2 tiles. Okay? And he already have gems, so theoretically he wants to go for the gems too. I will keep on scouting south, because I believe that's the most interesting way to scout right now, and see if that capital is really somewhere close or not. And for 1 turn right now, because I know the Stropole went a little bit off-road, and I do want to be faithful to the idea of Stropole. Now, the Stropole says that I should change my plans, go to Pop Settler, and fight for the gems. Only 4 votes more on that, so that's 53% versus 35%, and versus the stick to original plan. But at the previous turn, we didn't have that information yet. We didn't have that information yet about Germany's settling plans. So I will do... I'm sorry to everybody who voted for number 1, but I think that new piece of information is quite crucial. That I reach an agreement with Germany that he will plant his city in here, because he don't want to get in trouble with me. So I'm free to plant this city. I could perhaps not take the marble, but I will definitely take the second gems, 2 fish, stone and cow, and those 2 forests, which seems like a very good city to get. I think that's a very important piece of information, that I reach an agreement with Germany, and it makes sense. It makes sense. If he wants to plant in here, it will cost him a lot to buy the gems, and I do believe that I still will be able to get in here. and he wants to plant here. That's not possible for him to get the gems because he already has the gems in here, not mentioning like the hills and the sheep and all the cool stuff in here. Probably the marble would be a disputed part, but perhaps we could reach gold income enough to actually buy the marble. I mean, like the second ring tiles cost at least 55G, right? So 55G, so the third ring tiles cost around 70G or something like that, if I understand this correctly. 55 and 70 for the third ring. Well, actually this is strange because this is the second ring, but I assume the marble should cost somewhere around 70G. So it's highly impossible for him to actually be able to buy the marble instantly. He's got 80G. With my culture border spread, probably if I would be able to buy the forest, I will be able to buy the marble. That's my reasoning about that idea. Let's just keep on moving a little bit in here to explore what's next. So I'm staying on the shrine. Next turn we were gonna grow to the stone, so I will flip this tile into the stone. So we will get a shrine in 7 turns overall if I did not miss my calculations properly, but that should be fine because it's 40 hammers, that's 5, and then we're gonna be left out with 35, and we're gonna make 6 hammers a turn, so that's 6 turns to go. So next turn will be theoretically 7 with this setup, but as soon as I switch to the stone, it's gonna be 6 times 6. So that's 6 turns, that's 36, right? 6 times 6, 36. And we're gonna be left out with 35 hammers to go. So it's gonna be 7 turns shrine. 7 turns shrine, and we're gonna have 5 turns for a scout, for example, or a worker. So, okay, that was a lot of information. Yes, I know. But it's quite crucial what we do next. So I'm gonna make one more stropole because the other one was made like before we had information about Old Faithful and Germany settlement plans. Hey kiddo, masz? Masz? Super. So I'm gonna make 2 stropoles. Chodź na chwileczkę, pomożesz mi? Tam. So I'm gonna make 2 stropoles. Proszę. I'm gonna make 2 stropoles basically. One, what will we do? Daddy! One more time with the new piece of information.
No, Mom! Daddy!
I don't think I can finish my sentence. My kid is in the talking mood. So one stropole will be, shall we make, do we stick again to the original plan or do we finish the shrine? Which I personally voted for before we had the new piece information, but I know this is 1 turn lost, but I do not want to mess this up. I really don't want to mess it up, and I think some of the people who voted for option population to settler with the new piece of information will change their mind. And I hope I'm right. If I'm not wrong, then I will definitely say sorry. And the next turn that we'll get, I'm just gonna change to the settler, but I want to know this again because there's 2 crucial new pieces of information we've got. One, that Old Faithful is in here, and second, that I reached an agreement with Germany right now about his settling the city. So repeating that one more time, he wants to settle in here. So there's no reason to rush anything in here and just try to be in disagreement with Germany right now, especially if there's Byzantine somewhere close. There's no reason to. There's no gain, basically. Even though we'll miss the marble, we still got gems, copper, silver, silk, wine, 5 luxuries for 3 cities. Tradition 3 cities. Perfect. I will not have to make any circuses for a long, long time. So for a 3-city opening, there's absolutely no rush. No rush to claim the land in here. If he really settles in here, that's easy for the taking. Even if he wants to settle here, I still don't care because this will be even much easier to attack. So there's a lot of new information. I'm making a stropole one more time. Shrine, scout, settler at pop 3, go for the gems and go for the silk, or even we still need to decide about the worker part. I would love to get a worker before I'm starting to make settlers. I would really tremendously love to get a worker. So I could go to population 3 and instead of a scout, start making a worker. Theoretically, but then we can decide after the shrine, after I get more scouting information. So for this turn, I'm making a very important straw poll that I would really love all the people who watch this. What do we do? Do we make the population 2 settler right now, next turn, starting on population 2 settler, so buying the silver, making a population 2 settler, and trying to settle, well, and going to settle the gems as fast as possible? Or do we stick to the original plan for now, thanks to the agreement with Germany, and stick to the original plan, get a shrine first for a chance for a very good Pantheon, because we have several Pantheons to choose from. Okay, so that's the first straw poll. And the second straw poll that I want to keep running for several turns right now is what Pantheon shall we choose? If we'll have an option. This way I can know it's going to be a multiple choice. No, one choice option. What Pantheon we should get. This way I will know if, for example, you vote for the one Pantheon and it's going to get the first place. If it's going to be gone, when I will actually be able to get the Pantheon, I will just pick the other one. So I just want to know what's your thoughts about it. Maybe we should make a multiple choice straw poll then. No, one. If one of the Pantheons is going to be picked, I'm just going to make a new straw poll. Simple as that. So I'm going to make, I see 3 choices about the Pantheon. 3 choices about the Pantheon in this game. First and top priority for me, I think, is the Silver Pantheon, because it's 1 fate, 1 culture. That means when I'm going to start working all of that stuff, it's going to yield me 5 fate, 5 culture, which is like bloody awesome. Second option is the Quarry Pantheon, which yields probably guaranteed 6 fate at the moment. And the 5th choice is Iron, Copper, Salt Pantheon. So those are 3 choices. Anyway, so those 2 straw polls. First straw poll, do we still go for a 2-pop settler, knowing the new information about Old Faithful and agreeing with Germany? Or do we stick to the original plan for now and grow to, well, get the shrine in 7 turns and keep growing to population 3? And the second straw poll is, what Pantheon shall we choose? Silver Pantheon, Quarry Pantheon, and Earth Mother Pantheon. Alright, so I guess that's it for this turn. So thank you very much for watching. Comments. Oh, I forgot about the comments. Okay, let's take a quick look at the comments. I absolutely forgot about that part. Bossebus first. 6. Yeah, exactly. I talked about that idea with Germany, and as I said, he's gonna plant on the south of the river. So I guess you want to claim the southern gem hill in order to grab the buffalo in the river. Well, knowing that information as well, that he's gonna plant there, I think I don't like the idea of taking back the gem, the south gem. I still think that planning on this gem is wiser choice. I said we're gonna have 5 luxuries already. I don't think there's a reason to try to get the marble. There's no wonders in this game. There's no need for a marble. We're not gonna make any wonders in this city. So a 6 luxury for a possibility to be at war with Germany, I don't think it's worth it right now. Okay? So that's comment number 1. Any update of the Persia PBEM series? I'm still playing that game. I just missed the part of commentary on a couple of turns. Well, actually a dozen of turns. So as soon as I will fix that problem, I will start uploading those. I do want to get up to speed with the other play-by emails because I enjoy this interaction between us. Basically, it's cool. I like it very much. Shrine first Isidri, yes, I agree on that one. That's why I'm making a straw poll again with all the new information. I think we need a 3-pop capital and we need that shrine. There's just such a good chance for a very good Pantheon it's gonna be so much beneficial for us than an early city on gems. That's my opinion, at least. Copper, the great thing about Old Faithful is that it is on a mountain. I do not intend to settle. I know it's cool to settle on a mountain, but I do not think that it's a good idea to get there and get our borders contested. Especially that, as I said, we talked with Germany. I have no reason to disbelieve his honesty. So I think it's wise to not try to fight that much for those spots. It's not beneficial for us. 5 luxuries, 5 cities, more than enough. Exactly, Grilfal Kongs. Old Faithful is totally garbage unless it's an observatory city. But taking into consideration all the situation is here, I don't think it's worth it. Hey, kiddo. Get Shrine, you'll get a fast Pantheon with 8-fold already. Exactly, fearsome. Sean, don't let Germany forward settle your capital. Yes, I do not want him to settle my capital, but as I said, I have full honesty in this agreement. I don't think Del Pietro, with basically the history that I have with him, with other play-by emails, I personally think that communicating in real, basically, because that's what we did, he's absolutely honest. So if he says he's gonna plant there right now, he will, like 99% he's gonna plant there. Alright? Taking into account my history with this player. Now, in case Tree-Pop, you should already be growing. Yes, exactly. But I didn't have a chance to talk him in the previous turn. I talked him before this turn. That's why I didn't grow. So, yeah. That's how it goes. Anyways, one more time. I invite you to vote on the straw polls. It's quite important for this turn. I personally think it's a very good idea to, with these new pieces of information that the Old Faithful is in here and Germany is going to plant a city here. That is actually a very wise idea to get the shrine, because the Pantheons, the benefits from the Pantheons are just super crazy. If we could get the Silver Pantheon, we'll be like rocking strong. Alright, anyways, thank you very much for watching and have a nice day and see you next time. Best wishes. Yoruus out.